Who are all of you people?
Hello.
Very handsome man in the back.
Thank you so much.
Wonderful hair.
Thank you. Your hair is amazing.
It's amazing. 65 years old hair right there.
Respect. When I'm 65, I want to have your hair.
Right on.
Well, my
Keep
name is-
using the pomade, it'll work.
My name is Thomas Piscata from the Slovak Republic. I'm for TV Going. And my question to you is, could you recall your first audition or talk with James Cameron about Terminator 2 and about your role?
The first audition was with the casting director, Mally Finn, and I was told to show up and create an intense presence. I showed up wearing black jeans, a black t-shirt, and a black motorcycle jacket. And I started kind of trying to figure out a way to make an intense presence as I sat in her office. And she looked away, and when she looked back at me, what I was doing, she liked. She said, whatever you're doing right now, I like this, let's go film this. So they took me with an assistant named Steve Quayle, and he recorded what I did. And then they gave me some other things to work out, and I created this on the spot, and they really liked what I was doing. And that night I got a call saying, Jim Cameron liked what you did in this ad-libbed exercise, and would you come back and do it again the next day? And so I came back the next day and I did it again, and he gave me a little bit more to work with, and I just was pulling things out of thin air, you know, to try to satisfy what they were looking for. And they would give me clues, but they never tell me what the character was. Ironically, most of the stuff I came up with was exactly what they were looking for, and that's what's in the movie.
So how was your initial first reaction when you saw finally the final product with all the effects?
It was mind-blowing. It was a mind-blowing experience to actually go in there and see it all working. And I had a very specific job, which was to make it all seem seamless with the practical stunts, and then the CGI. So it's the first motion capture performance in film history. And the guy that created it is Steve Spaz Williams, and he has a documentary about it called Jurassic Punk that talks about that time at ILM, Industrial Light and Magic, when they created how to do it for the first time. And then they decided to do it for Jurassic Park. He did the same thing they did with me, they did with the T-Rex. And we created that. Yeah, but it's the first motion capture. Back then they painted the squares on my body instead of ping pong balls like they do now. They give them a suit now. With me, they had me get down to a Speedo bathing suit, and then they painted 4-inch squares all around, 360 degrees backside. And I had to run for them and walk, and then they fed all that into the computer. So we had to be very specific about the walk and the run. It's a very long answer. It's very detailed. I know it's very complicated, but it still holds up 33, 34 years later. Before you were born, man.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you. That was great questions.
Thank you.
Listen, everybody else is intimidated by your questions. No one wants to ask that question. That's how good you are, sir.
Thank you.
This young lady
Ladies
right here,
first.
because she has
Yes, of course. And
beauty before age as well.
thanks. And what was the most difficult scene to play in
that
Terminator?
movie?
Yeah.
I can't really remember what was the most difficult.
Or some stunt really stick in your.
Yeah, there was a lot of things that were challenges. I think maybe the walk out of the fire which was the first time you really see the T1000 that he can, that he's liquid metal and he morphs. That first thing, I think that one took the most time and seemed to be the one that was the most difficult to pull off, and none of us knew what we were doing except for Jim Cameron and Steve Spaz-Williams, Mark Dupay, and Industrial Light Magic. We all conceptually knew what we were doing. I didn't know what the hell I was doing, and I was getting frustrated to try to achieve what they wanted. It was a walk I had to do specifically and kind of match and overlap what was going on with the computer. And I was getting a little frustrated because I couldn't do it. I was losing my patience. And Jim Cameron walked me to the side and said, "Hey man, seriously, this is, we're making film history here. This is difficult, it's challenging for all of us. Hang in there, just be patient, you know, we're gonna get this." So, from my point of view, it was a little frustrating. It's hard to imagine what we were trying to do, and until you see the finished product with the film, you know, because that was that moment where people are in the theater and for the first time they see this guy walk out and turn into a human being, and everybody's like, "What the?" Right? You weren't even alive then. She wasn't. You might have been.
I was. Hi. And this morning you mentioned that John Doggett from the X-Files was one of your favorite characters.
My favorite character.
Could you tell me a little more about that?
Simply because he was so well written, and he was a leading man. I wasn't a villain. That's what I thought I was going to do when I came to Hollywood. I didn't know I was going to be a villain. So I aspired to be, you know, a leading man.
You did a great job.
Well, very good. Appreciate it. Yes, sir.
Hi. As I know, you're deeply religious.
I am a devout Episcopalian. Yes, I am.
What do you think about the world today? In what direction are we heading?
In the world today, the overall world we're at, where we're at, you know, there's so much going on. There's a lot of people saying that we're growing away from God, and that's terrifying because I think we as humanity, we need God. We need more God in our lives. And I worry about us as a species with our egos, that we start to think that we're God. And with artificial intelligence and machines and you know, I'm worried we're headed towards, you know, the end by letting our egos go. And yet I feel like we've been given the intelligence to figure this stuff out, so it has to come from God as well. So it's very complex. But I think personally, we need God more than ever now, and I would like to see us kind of all going back that way myself, personally.
Well,
But that's just me.
have you seen the Chosen series?
I have. I've watched it.
How do you like it?
I actually like it very much. You know, when you kind of get into it and the dates and times, and you know, we just went through the holiest week of all, Easter. You know, when you think about Jesus and how recent that really is. It's only, you know, several thousand years. It's just amazing how far we as a species have grown, and I think that's the worry that I have the most, is that we're starting, our egos are getting way out of check, and I think when you do that, that's when you create space for bad things to happen. You're getting rid of God when you really should be running towards Him. I don't know. That's me.
Thank you.
My pleasure, thank you. That was a heck of a great question. Good one.
Did you try the chocolate from T2? Arnold's chocolate?
Did I try the motorcycle?
Motorcycle.
Well, as some of you may know, this is Harley-Davidson. And if you see the back here, I think that's, what's that say back there? Harley-Davidson of Santa Clarita? That's my dealership. I own that dealership. And I'm very proud to be a Harley-Davidson salesman. I sell motorcycles in Santa Clarita, California. The funny thing is, the ironic thing, it's not really funny. The ironic thing is Billy Idol was supposed to be the first T1000, and they had already cast molds of Billy Idol, and he got in a motorcycle accident riding a Harley-Davidson. And it created the vacuum for me to fill it and get that role. And now I actually own a Harley-Davidson dealership and sell the motorcycles. Sort of an ironic twist.
So you are grateful then?
I am incredibly indebted to Harley-Davidson. Very grateful. And I love riding motorcycles and have pretty much my entire life since I was a teenager. And I ride all over America. I ride like 3 to 4 times a year. I ride across the country. There's nothing like it. I like doing it by myself. I like doing it with people. I really just love doing it. Next time I come to Prague, I'm going to try to ride around Prague a little bit.
Thank you.
What a beautiful city, too, by the way, if you don't mind me commenting right now, that you have a very beautiful city. And I really like the cathedral. I was very, very moved by that cathedral. That's so impressive. And I'm also just really blown away by the city and how old this city is. And the hotel that I'm staying at is from 1345. And at breakfast today, we discovered that that's 106 years older than the birth of Christopher Columbus, who discovered America. And it blew my mind. You know, I mean, this hotel's how old? So it's really, neat to come here and see all the beautiful old buildings, and it's the fact that you have kept them up, and you can visit the castle's amazing. So it's really great. The people are really wonderful too. So I'm having a good time.
Do you enjoy playing villain?
I enjoy playing villains. Sure, I enjoy doing. I love acting. Period. So I'm just grateful that I've been able to do it for 40 years. It's a real joy to do what I do, because you're being paid to stay a kid. The great thing about acting is you have to constantly be able to find your childlike imagination to pretend that you are what you're supposed to be, and that's the part I like the most.
Do you think it's harder to play villain than to play, good guy?
No, I can do either or. I don't think it's hard. Do you?
I don't know. That's why I asked you.
I don't know. You seem like you knew what you wanted me to say. I don't think it's harder. I don't think it's harder at all. I can tell you. I think I understand what you're trying to say. There are certain roles that I will not play. There are certain things that go against my nature and my moral compass. So there's a fine line. So when roles are presented to me, I have to question, is this really something I want to see if I have it inside me? Do I want to tap into that? Do I even want to go there in an imaginary way? And I don't always want to. So there is some, discrimination in there as to what I want to do and not do. Good question. There's two of you simultaneously. Were you first or he first? He's standing up, you were sitting down.
I can't stand up.
Okay. I just don't know. I don't know who.
You can go first. I just want to ask, you played with Bruce Willis, Harrison Ford, and so many amazing actors. Which one was your favorite?
Thanks for reading my resume. No, I meant that. What was the question?
Which one was your favorite and why?
Well, I think my favorite guy to ever work with, it's tough. I love James Gandolfini, so I miss him, and I really had a great time doing The Sopranos. I love working with Joaquin Phoenix. I've worked with him twice, and I think he's just an incredible actor. I loved working with Jeremy Renner. I think he's a great actor. I loved working with Robert De Niro. The little bit I got to do with Copland with him, Harvey Keitel, Sylvester Stallone. I'm currently working with Harrison Ford, and I enjoy that very much. He's a big cut up. He likes to mess around on the set and get me in trouble, and be distracting for other actors, which is not a good thing. But he's a lot of fun. Helen Mirren is great. I love working with her on 1923 that I'm doing for Paramount Plus. And then, God, I mean, I've just been really blessed. I've worked with Clint Eastwood twice. And who am I forgetting?
Arnold.
Arnold. I've worked with Arnold, Stallone twice. Bruce. Yeah, I mean, I've been very lucky. I've worked with Demi Moore twice. I really love her. She's a great gal. With some great actresses. Yeah, really been blessed.
Good company.
Great question. Yes, sir.
Yes, thank you so much. Peacemaker, White Dragon, amazing.
John Cena is a great guy to work with.
Yes, I want to mention that.
James Gunn, John Cena, Peacemaker. There's a character. Okay, now here's a good question. This is a good tag for this. So this character, but the way he was written and how smart it is by James Gunn, and it's really a social commentary on politics and my country. White Dragon is just an asshole. I mean, it's, he's everything. He's the epitome of bad. He's a xenophobe, he's a homophobe, he's an anti-Semite. I mean, he hates fucking everybody. Pardon my language. But he hates everybody. He even hates himself. And he especially hates his son. So he deserved to die. But you could play that because you were kind of, you're kind of taking the piss out of it. You know what I mean? It's like.
But my question for that
Oh,
character.
I didn't
Yes.
answer the question.
Terminator, all the way to White Dragon. So much development in technology,
Yeah.
movies, actors, artificial intelligence is coming. The
Yeah.
whole development, you as an actor, how do you see all this? And where is it going? While you were doing now even different movies with different amazing actors.
Well, I don't think I don't think we as a species ever gonna want to stop watching real human beings portraying human beings. I mean, I personally don't see how that's gonna work. I think there's always gonna be a need for actors because storytelling is so important to us, as a species. And we enjoy that over the years. We've been, goes way back in history, storytelling, right? So I think if they use artificial intelligence in the right way, it's just like with Terminator 2, we used the special effects to benefit the movie, but we didn't make the whole movie CGI. we still had practical stunts and physical stunts, and you still had humanity in there. I don't think we'll do away with it. I could be really wrong. I don't know. I hope that doesn't happen because I love acting. And I hope I get to continue doing it until the day I die. My ideal would be, somebody knocks on my trailer door and says, "Mr. Patrick, we need you to come out. Sir, where are you?" He's not answering. And then they come in and they find me and I'm like, whoa. It'd be a hell of a way to go. Or you could be on your mark, just, okay. Yeah. Simulating death. It was meant to be funny. Nobody laughed.
Hi, again. So, you are in the action movie Hollywood business for a long time now.
I do a lot of drama.
Yeah, I know.
I
But
do some comedy.
yes,
You
but
just don't know those movies.
I know them.
What's your question?
What has changed the most in the genre, in the action genre, since
I
your
don't know. I haven't done an
beginning?
action movie in so long I couldn't tell you. Really?
Okay.
I mean, I don't even know the last action movie I did. Do you? Do you? Does anybody?
That Peacemaker is a kind of an action.
Is it?
It's superheroes
I don't
action.
know. Maybe. Yeah,
Comedy.
I guess I flew around a little. Oh, well, I just did Reacher. You brought up a
Reacher.
good point. So I just did Reacher for Amazon Prime, and the showrunner of that show was a guy named Nick Santura, who was the showrunner of Scorpion, which was a show I did on CBS. And he called me up last year, right around Christmas. So it's 2 Decembers ago, and said, "Hey man, can you still fight? Can you still do a fight sequence?" And I said, "Yeah, sure, I can still fight." He said, "We're having a problem with this role. We had someone cast who physically can't handle the demands. So we're going to bring you in. We can bring you in at the first of the year." And so I came in there and did a whole fight sequence with Alan Richardson, and that was fun. So yeah, I guess so. Actually, I got thrown out of a helicopter. Did you see that show?
Yes.
Do you remember that?
Yes.
That's all me fighting, baby.
Yes.
So the last one, very short question,
Okay.
short answer. And we do
Here's what I have to ask. It's the most beautiful day of the year in Prague, and we're all inside. What the hell's going on here? Why are we doing that? It's like 75 degrees out.
It's because of you.
Because
Okay, so the last one.
Thank you very much. I write for a Hungarian mainstream and political magazine, so I must ask a very political question. Who do you choose? Biden or Trump?
No,
Okay.
that's okay. I know how to answer this. I know
Thank
how
you
to
very
answer
much.
this. I know how to answer this. I can answer this question. My vote is my vote, and I do not throw my hat in the ring for anyone.
Mhm. Okay.
I keep it private. So,
Okay. Thank you.
So it's finished. Excellent.
how's that? God.